If you're looking for the best commercial puff-puff recipe, you're in the right place. You're going to learn 3 ways to scoop and cut your butter into the oil, 3 flavors you can use to take your puff-puff recipe from 0 to 100, how many puff-puff you're going to get from 1 kg of flour, the right amount of water you need to get the perfect butter for your puff-puff recipe. Welcome back to my channel. We are using 1 kg of flour for this recipe. I'm going to add in my sugar, my salt, and my nutmeg. Nutmeg is one flavor that when you add to your puff recipe, it just takes you down memory lane. I'm going to add an instant yeast for this recipe. You can use active dry yeast, which you need to proof in warm water before adding into your mixture. I want to give a shout out to Amanda Campbell watching all the way from USA. Thank you so much for stopping by Debbie's Kitchen. Add in your warm water. I use 3 cups of warm water for this recipe. You can use more, but I will advise. If adding more than 3 cups of warm water into 1 kg of flour, make sure you do not add so much because you do not want your batter to be so watery. It will make it difficult for you to work with. It will make it difficult for you to scoop your butter into the oil when it's time for you to fry. Remember, after proofing, your puff-puff batter will become lighter. So I use 3 cups. You can actually adjust the water to your taste. After mixing my butter thoroughly, I'm going to cover and allow it to proof for 45 minutes to 1 hour. If this is your first time of stopping by my channel, you're so welcome. And if you've been here before, good to have you here once again. Tell me where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out in my next video. Prepare your bowl of water, which you're going to be dipping your palm in while scooping or cutting your butter into the oil. This is after proofing. I'm just going to deflate this butter. Please do not fry your puff-puff without deflating. Your puff-puff will have air bubbles and they may come out having irregular shape. So I'm going to deflate my butter so that I can take out as much air bubbles in my butter as much as possible. Method 1 of cutting and scooping your butter into the oil. Scoop your butter, make sure your fingers are wet. Get your butter to be comfortable in your palm. Press your butter in between your thumb and your index finger while you move your thumb towards the butter until the butter drops into the oil. This method gives you a perfectly round puff-puff shape. For method 2, if you're a beginner, method 1 may be hard. For method 2, you just press your butter to come out beneath your palm. Method 2 is easy and beginners friendly, and method 3 is even the best. After you wet your fingers, scoop your butter into your palm. Get a knife. Make sure it's a blunt knife, table knife or plastic knife. Grease your knife with vegetable oil. Then press your butter through your thumb by your index finger while you push the butter with your grease knife until your butter drops into the oil. This method is beginners friendly, and if you struggle with method 1 that gives you a perfectly round puff-puff recipe, this method will give you a perfectly round puff-puff recipe without stress until you get the hang of method 1. So I'm going to scoop my butter into the oil. Make sure you fry on consistently medium heat. If your oil is not hot enough, your puff-puff will drink. I use the word drink, so much oil. So you want to fry on consistently medium heat. The heat helps your puff-puff to form that round shape immediately. If it is not hot, your puff-puff, the top of your puff-puff will be hard, the shape will not be round, it will be irregular, and of course, your puff-puff will absorb so much oil. Make sure you use a round deep pot. I think that's the pot I like. A round deep fry pan is perfect for frying puff-puff. Fry and stir continuously until you have this beautiful golden brown look. Keeping a sieve lined with kitchen paper. Now, if you want to take your puff-puff recipe from 0 to 100, the best flavor combinations I would suggest, I would say use vanilla. I use vanilla and nutmeg for this recipe. You can use milk flavor. Combining milk flavor and nutmeg will take your puff-puff recipe to another level. But I noticed that vanilla, God, gives your puff-puff recipe an irresistible taste. So I use vanilla and nutmeg. This is batch 3. I'm just going to stir continuously and take my puff-puff out of the oil. For this recipe, we got about 64 pieces of puff-puff. This size of puff-puff, I would say small to medium size. If you're going for bigger size, you shouldn't get anything less than 40 pieces. And if you're going for medium size at about 50 pieces, I got 64 pieces. Check out this video at the end screen where you see detailed ingredients and measurements for various quantity of puff-puff. And if you say, Madam, I want a more rich puff-puff recipe, check out this other video where I made puff-puff recipe adding egg and milk. See you in my next one. God bless you.